Now, here is the payoff, and it is the reason this session exists at all. The mismatches are a signal about you. A single mismatch tells you very little. It could be any of the three causes and you cannot distinguish them. Fine. But a pattern of mismatches is a different object entirely. Suppose that over the next 2 weeks you find this recurring. Your geometry keeps predicting urgency and the cards keep declining it again and again. Tight clusters that turn out to be settled. Dramatic voids that turn out to be unremarkable. That is not noise. That is a systemic bias in how you read maps. Specifically, it says you're overreading density. You are hearing crisis in what is merely proximity. Your eye has a tendency, and now you know what it is. And that is enormously valuable because it is correctable. From now on, when you see a tight cluster, you know to check yourself, to ask whether you are reading tightness or whether you are reading your own tendency to dramatize tightness. You have just calibrated the instrument, and the instrument is you. And this is the entire point, you can only do this if you have preserved the mismatches. If you resolved each one as it arose, deciding case by case that the geometry was right or that the cards were subtle, then there is no pattern to find. You will have quietly disposed of the exact data that could have told you about your own bias, one comfortable resolution at a time. A single mismatch is nothing. A pattern of mismatches is a calibration. Keep them. I need to head off a wrong lesson because I can feel some of you drawing it right now, and it would be a natural conclusion from everything I've said. The wrong lesson is this. The geometry carries more evidential weight. Therefore, the cards are decoration. I will read the map and stop bothering with the meanings. That is geometry fundamentalism, and it is as much of a mistake as the thing it is reacting against. Go back to day 14. What did the geography give me? Something is watching from a long way out, maintaining distance on purpose with nothing mediating from a situation that is fully known. That is a sentence with a hole in it. It has a subject and a structure, but it does not say what is watching. The card told me that. It filled in the last blank. The card did not tell me the story, but without the card, I do not have a story. I have a shape with a gap in it. So weight is not supremacy. The geometry is more protected evidence, and it goes first. And when they conflict, it is the one you lean on. That is all it means. It does not mean the cards are noise, and it does not mean a good practitioner eventually graduates from needing them. The root principle has never been geometry instead of meaning. It has always been geometry before meaning, before. The order is the claim, not the exclusion. If you throw away the cards, you have not become more rigorous. You have simply built a different, narrower instrument, one that can tell you the shape of a thing, but never what it is. Your drill. 1. Run the session as always. Then review your map from 3 days back, day 13. 2. In step 5, answer both questions. What confirmed the geometry and what surprised you? Both fields properly every session from tonight. 3. And if nothing surprised you, say so, but be suspicious of that answer. I want to press on this because nothing surprised me is going to be the most common entry, and it is very often false. It usually means one of two things. Either you did not make a specific enough prediction for anything to surprise you. Your geometry sentence was so vague that no outcome could have violated it, which is day 15's careful hedge arriving in a new location. Or you smoothed the surprise away as it happened in real time without noticing. A session in which the geometry made a real specific claim and the cards fully delivered on it is a genuine event. It happens, but it should not happen every night. And if it is happening every night, the most likely explanation is not that you are extraordinarily accurate. It is that your claims are too soft to be violated. 4. Note which readings were pre-flip and which were post-flip. Just mark them. It costs you nothing tonight, and it is the fact you will need in 2 weeks. 5. And do not resolve any mismatch. Carry it forward unresolved into the next session. It is allowed to stay open. Most true things do. That is day 16. When the geometry and the cards disagree, you do not pick a winner. You record both, you note which one was written blind, and you carry the tension forward unresolved. Because the mismatch is not a failure of the reading. It is a second reading, one that only becomes legible when you have collected enough of them to see whether they have a shape. And they will have a shape. Your mismatches are going to tell you something about your own eye that nothing else in this method can tell you, and they will only be able to do it if you have refused night after night to tidy them away. The disagreement is the entry. And notice what today has really been about underneath the specifics. It is day 15 again, from a different angle. The urge to resolve a tension is the urge to reach in and help, to make the session produce one clean answer, because a clean answer feels like competence. An unfinished session is not an incompetent one. It is an honest report of an unfinished thing. You're not asked to believe. You're asked to record, including and especially the parts that do not fit together. Tomorrow, the isolate. The single card, alone, far from everything. You met it in the worked example, and I told you it is always a commentary on the cluster, never a separate thread. Tomorrow, we take that apart properly, because the isolate is the most misread element in the entire method, and what it is actually saying is stranger and more useful than what people take it for. I'm Dr. Rivka Edery, and I'm signing off on day 16 for today. I hope that you check out Spatial site, visit my website, www.rivkaedery.com, RIVKAEDERY.com, and I really look forward to seeing you tomorrow on day 17. Take care, and thank you so much. Bye-bye for now.